I'm Cheryl Walker, and I have spent my life as a visual artist. And I've recently retired from a lifetime of teaching visual art. Um, and now I'm focusing on the healing arts. I got involved in the healing arts, learning more about myself, and it totally transformed me. Some of these modalities, I didn't intend to share them with other people. I just wanted to know more about myself, but I realized how valuable they were, and I want to reach as many people as possible.
What about art makes it so special?
It's just something that's always been there. It would feel really weird without it. It just needs to be there. It's something that grounds me, and it really is about how I see. And that's what the healing arts are about too. How I see the world. And I often see things from a different perspective or for a different point of view, but just with different eyes from having observed so much and painting and actually performing, using my body in performance. It really helps me to be in touch with all of that, because the healing arts are about being in touch with your body, trusting your own body and what it has to say. The art is really how I came to it. It's a lot about the unknown, also trusting, because when I start a painting, I don't know what it's going to look like. I might have an idea, a general idea, but I really don't know what it's going to look like until I'm in there and doing it, and even not until it's finished. And so I think that's what makes me a little different. That's what I bring to the process.
So, I would like for you to share with us your educational and training background.
I have a Master of Fine Arts degree in drawing and painting. And like I said, I've been teaching in the university and community college system for most of my adult life. And then I've also had training in constellation work, systemic family constellation training with people who have trained with the originator of the work. His name is Bert Hellinger, and he was an Austrian philosopher and psychotherapist. He was also a priest. So there are all these aspects to the work that are spiritual and psychological, that he created constellations in Germany many, many years ago, and he recently died. He was well into his 90s, but I've trained with some of the people that trained with him, and we call them the first generation trainers. People like Gary Stewart and Joanne Chartrand and Darian Benz. And I recently participated in an international online conference. I've done several of those over the years, and I just can't get enough of people hearing from people all over the world, especially the first generation trainers. They're in a different time zones in Australia and Germany and so forth. And Zoom has allowed us to really connect internationally in a way that we never ever realized was possible. We thought that constellations could only happen in person because it has so much to do about experience and the sensations in your body and all of that, but it also works, and it also works on Zoom. Both. One does not exclude the other, but it's really great to be able to reach that many more people.
I would just like for you to maybe explain a little bit more about what constellations are.
We call them family or systemic constellations because it's about rebalancing, rebelonging to the entire family system. In a constellation experience, there's three ways to experience it. There's a constellation facilitator, that would be me. There would be a focus client who would come with a particular issue, very specific, and I would help that person really hone in on an intention. Then there's a circle in the room or on Zoom, and those people present, we create a sacred confidential space, and the focus client calls upon the members in the circle to represent themselves or different family members or their issue in particular. And from there, the representatives tune into their body and really pick up information from the person they're actually representing. It is a phenomenological experience. It feels a little like magic, but it's really amazing and it really does happen. And it's important to experience. And everyone who is present, whether you're a compassionate observer or a representative standing in someone else's shoes, literally, or doing your personal constellation, everybody in the room gets a healing, gets some benefit from the work. And it goes very deep. We sometimes say it's 10 years worth of therapy in an hour. It's deep because it goes below the conscious. It goes to the unconscious level where we don't have access to that on our own. We need another way to get to it. It's all the family trauma and things several generations back that could be influencing our dysfunctional patterns. We need help with that, and that's the power of the intention, and also the power of the group and the amplification of the intention in the group that moves the healing forward.
Constellations are very cool, very unique, very different. But what makes you unique that sets you apart from the rest?
Because I've been an artist my whole life, it's a little bit what I said at the beginning, that I in a constellation, you really have to trust the unknown. We call it the field, the knowing field. There is a particular way of, everybody has their own way of facilitating. And what I bring to it is this other way of seeing, and also noticing connections between different parts of the process, allowing it to happen. But it is like making a work of art that you don't know what it's going to be until you're actually in it, and even then it can change, and you just follow the process. I also have a couple other metaphysical tools that I use in connection with constellations, but I think we'll stay to the constellations right now.
What are some of the most common conditions you experience from your clients when you're doing things like constellations?
A lot of relationship issues. Sometimes it might be with a partner, or the lack of a partner, not being able to commit to a partner. A problem with a sister, a brother. Also, if there's an issue, say at work with a coworker or a boss, those the way we interact with other people in the world are directly a direct reflection of how we acted in our immediate family. Also, other things about being stuck, not being able to move forward where you want to be in your life, financial issues, everything, health issues, you name it. It covers everything. There are no limits to what a constellation can. The word isn't solve; it's to go deeper to find the origin of what is causing you to act in a patterned way, and you don't want to act that way anymore.
What can your clients expect from you then?
I create a safe space and a sacred container. In this process, there is no judgment. In constellations, no matter how serious or odd or controversial an issue is, we don't judge. And in a constellation, it's about looking at what happened and accepting what is, and then we can get to the root of the issue. And usually there are other people in the room that have a similar issue, and often those are the people that might step into the role. And you might not know this on a conscious level, but when you're actually standing in that role, you're getting that information. So it's really important to create this safe space in the sacred container.
Could you please share 3 tips or processes that you take your clients through?
I've already mentioned setting the strong, clear intention. I think that's one of the main things that I do, what I'm good at. So not only does the focus client set the clear intention, but others in the room too, for that sacred container. And I think trusting what your body has to say. being tuned into the sensations in your body and what information that can give you, whether it's just in your life in general or as a representative. And then the process of standing in another person's shoes really helps us, it brings us to a place of compassion and something that we thought maybe was really horrible, or a family member that we didn't like or ever get along with, and then we can see what has happened in their life, and we have more compassion to them. So all of that comes from the process of allowing and just kind of getting out of the way, and what needs to be shown will come forth, and everybody is the better for it. And also, constellations benefit not only those people in the room who've come together for the purpose of healing, but it stops whatever it is in the family from future generations, and it heals the previous generations. It's really amazing. So you can, and the ancestors show up to support us going forward, and then they rest a little easier, and then they can support the process going forward. So people that come to constellations often are doing something differently than what than how it's been done in their family before, whether they know it or not.
What brought you to Miracles Directory?
Well, I'm really excited about the Miracles Directory because I think it's a way to reach people that I wouldn't otherwise have access to, that we can actually find each other. Like I was saying about Zoom and technology and so forth, I think it's my desire to reach more people. And constellations aren't exactly mainstream. Certain therapists know about constellations, but I see the power in the work, and I'd really like to be part of spreading the word and having more people benefit from the process.
Based off that, what makes you believe that Miracles Directory is making a difference?
Well, when I see new clients and I make new connections, and we have a way of reaching each other, and healing happens.
In what way you can positively impact our Miracles Directory clients?
I can empower you to transform whatever it is in your life that's not working, so you can soar in your strongest, highest intention, and be in your highest potential to have the greatest impact, because the world desperately needs healing right now. We're in a place we've never been before, and we need to be very aware of the choices we make.
What is your commitment message to everyone?
I absolutely love constellations and believe it to be the strongest, fastest, most long-lasting form of therapy that we know today. And I really want to be part of spreading the word so that as many people can benefit as possible.